Alrighty. A second. I'm just doing Honkai Star Rail. The graphics for Honkai Star Rail looking like improved. Who would have thought? Okay. Well, hello everybody, and as I'm like slowly getting everything up. Yes, it is official. It is probably official now. We've ended our procrastination trip of doing everything that I needed to do and all of the limits that I set on myself to do. We are now doing MSQ. So, a little bit recap of what I did was I leveled up my Viper class to level 90, as that's technically the story class that is used. And I got the entirety of the Endwalker shed, just like right there. There we go. Yay. Not only that. Okay. Not only that, I have the entire Pictum Mentor set. Since I already have a spellcaster that was already at 190, I've already had this. So we leveled it up, and here we are. The classes that I wanted to play were thankfully already 90, except for except for Dark Knight. I want to say that. Yeah. Here we are. We are officially here. I'm gonna put out the rest of MSQ. Also, yes, I did get my Reaper up to level 90 as well. So that's also fun. So probably for the rest of the MSQ, I will finish it like yeah, I did a lot. Did I want to stream it? No, because it was technically I was logging in like for an hour or 2 or 3 hours, doing things over and over again, and then final reveal. It wasn't great, but I did it. I did that. So also another good thing that I finally did, which took a long time. I finally have everyone here, since I'm running from the master, all at level 90. So they're all capped up officially. They're all there. This was technically the level 10 of previous times when I somewhat joined for Endlock. Because I think I joined, I want to say a month or 2 before Endlock. I don't. And then so I technically joined towards the end of Shadow. Like that's where I went. I did everything that I could do before all the implementations for Shadowbringer implemented. I implemented fully. And yeah, there we go. So yes, I remember doing the 8-man run of Ultima. Guys, remember that. It was fun. But yes, here we are. Shall we begin? If we are to spend the treasure wisely, then we must first determine which groups will benefit from the monetary assistance. So a little recap of what happened was that the dungeon that I ran was technically built by Bashan, the dragon family, and thinking it was just a regular dungeon, we kind of just destroyed everything. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Our bad. My bad. It was there that Grahatia and Karel mentioned, or Grahatia specifically said, "Hey, swing back at the Charlian, and we need your assistance with something." And that the alliance was spread. Technology for it. It was known as the Myths of the Myths of the Alliance, and we ran. I ran that. I ran that with my FC. It was all fun. The second thing that I unlocked, to recap, was Pandemonium, and that fully unlocked as well. So I did what someone told me to like what they preferred, the storyline, and heck, the two alliance rates does not connect, but the storyline, one is much more better than the other, so they gave me a little map of something that I might enjoy. So I did. Anyway, after completing Grahatias, we're technically back here. Some of my students may find it interesting to speak with us and set up this directly, so I would ask that you act in my stead. RD, you are to visit Akeli and Gedmate, speak with Maista and people, and listen to their business. Esteem, I bid you the same at Palestine. I'll be conducting my own inquiries at the Giant Skull Grounds. Once you believe you have ascertained the needs of the populace, we can reconvene at Maguka. Oh, Artie. I'm so glad to see you returned and unharmed. You finished with the boat then? Anything the village desperately needs? Well, I suppose that it's a lot. It is the hardest. I've been trying to find buyers for my fish, but I sell a few here and there. It's so much more difficult than it was before. Everyone's still struggling to rebuild their lands for now. We're just banding together as best we can. Yeah. When I was doing I was doing a lot of things. I'm sure if Aster is in the call, is removed from that call. But I see people. Greetings and welcome, traveler. If this was your first visit anywhere, that words. Greetings and welcome, traveler. If this is your first visit to Tanavir, then you must try my special Amarlas. Its refreshing zest cannot be beat. What? Could such a wonder cost wonder? Normally, I part with 3 bottles for a generous price of 19,800 gil, but for you, I'm willing to go as low as even 10,000. You'd be practically stealing from me. Stealing at that price? You're the only thing around here. Still not turning a profit these days. Times are harsh, my friend. The world may no longer be on fire, but there are still shifting through the ashes, so to speak. Sister, spare me. We might as well have the ugly tower back for the scant few travelers we see these days. I myself barely have the coin to buy local prices, I tell you. If I didn't charge the odd adventurers a small fortune for afternoon tea, I'd be scavenging for scraps in the street. How fair is the port? It's in shambles, isn't it? The trade routes are open once more, but now that the danger has passed, certainly. But no small number of merchants have to sell their ships to make ends meet in short terms. And to the sailors we lost in the final days, it's little wonder that the flow of exports is little more than a pitiful trickle. If Calzal and his consortium were still with us, I'm sure he have found a way to turn our fortunes around. Now that was a man who got things done. God rest his soul. You have spoken with the key local figures and gained understanding of the populace's hardship. Lastrina awaits your report at Mamasuta. Did I just use a warp just to get there? Yes, yes I did. I'm lazy sometimes. wanted. Ah, my advisor returned. I just made it back myself. Why do you retain these vessels now that your true form is known? You could have flown across the island in a fraction of the time. Be that as it may, the sight of a massive creature descending from the sky can be startling, to say the least. And there are few places I can enter comfortably without risk of flattening some cart or stall. He's still a big dragon. Fair enough. As for my inquiries, the people of Palestine were unanimous in their reply. They are surviving. Resources were stretched to the limit when refugees were pouring in, but they preserved with some assistance from Yilpald. From what I understand, they have always been an independent community, hunters, foragers, and the like, and I was assured that the jungle provides for their needs for the most part. Palestine has withered the disaster better than most, it seems. I myself heard good news and bad. The quarrymen were cautiously optimistic, having just sold a full wagon of giant skulls to a foreign trader, but such a visitor are few and far between compared to our best fears. The weight of stone leaving Fanavir has been light indeed. Our nation is small and isolated, its prosperity dependent on the steady stream of exports. We must identify any obstacles to the flow of trade, so we may begin working to remove them. Tell me, what did you learn in Alkia and Yomid? I see, without a dictated buyer, the average fisherman must struggle to offload his daily catch. For July, I believe we should first address the lack of ship storage of bodied sailors in Yomid. I am reminded of a child I spied as I made my way back to the palace. His father lost at sea when the beast sunk the vessel. So many variations of the same tragic tale repeated over and over, so many lives lost. Enough grief to drown if we were to let ourselves feel or come, but we will not. Artie is steaming. I will consider the perspective you've brought me and devise a plan to help my people confront this adversary. Come, I would like you to be in attendance when I announce the proposal to my assembled functionaries. Which one am I doing? It sure go well.
I thank you for your attendance. The riches the Radiant Host have retrieved were hoarded in Al-Zadal's name. A fortune I set aside for a future day of need. And lo, that day hath come. May it aid our wounded city in reclaiming its vibrancy and vigor. In better times, I would leave such a task to our capable Ahawan. God's rest his soul.
Okay.
Finding myself bereft of his counsel in the here and now, I will assume the responsibilities of mine office directly. Firstly, the treasure shall be sold for more convenient currency. Thence, invested into the trading port of Yedlamar. Our merchants must have their operations restored, their ships rebuilt. Commerce must flow once more. None were spared the tragedy of the final days. Of this, I am well aware. But an absence was created by the loss of Karzal's consortium. And by filling it, we provide new means for our fishermen, our artisans, and others to bring their wares to distant markets.
And what of the children who were left without family to care for them?
That is a concern which weigheth heavily upon my mind. The simple gift of coin will soon be exhausted, leaving these young souls adrift on the fringes of our society. Nay, a proper solution is needed, one which doth guarantee their welfare for years to come. Thou hast surely seen how other nations rise to meet this challenge, adventurer. What dost thou deem the wisest course?
Taxes. Levy them on trade profits in exchange for your investment. It takes a village. Idleshire's orphanage was funded through trade in high-quality converted goods. The Firman's orphanage was built as a part of communal restoration effort. Firman? What was Firman? Yeah, the only reason why Idleshire, I won't say no to Idleshire, was because they didn't eat a lot. It was run just by trade. The only reason why it's prosperous now is because I put so much into it already. Make sure that it was prosperous. I'm stuck between like these two, but I'll say the Firman.
Of course, the revival of trade can contribute to the building of a new institution. Let us put this idea into practice. A contract shall be written, requiring all who receive of Al-Zadal's treasure to commit a portion of their future earnings towards the running of an orphanage. Now, such an influential policy is deserving of a worthy name.
Something with Kalasal seems appropriate. Why not honor one of your most successful merchants?
A fitting candidate. Karzal should be remembered, not as the blasphemy which terrorized but as a hard-working and generous man who brought much wealth to our shores. Do any among you object to this proposition? Many here lost loved ones to the beasts.
In that time of strife, any one of us could have broken. Any one of us may have been taken by despair. When I think of Kalzal, I feel no hatred. Only a stinging regret that we could not save him as well. Isn't that right, men?
This bodes well for that boy. Iraq, was it? Perhaps he can cut ties with that shady peddler.
Then let it be done. Henceforth, this initiative shall be known as the Kalzal Foundation. Nabdeen, thou art to assemble a patrol and ensure that no child in this city liveth in squalor. Clerks, see to the management of our funds and make haste. Our citizens must not suffer a day more than is necessary.
Dragon and man, side by side in pursuit of a brighter morrow. Reminded of Ishgard.
Oh wow, that's different. Yeah, that was different. That was very different. Okay. Featured is warming to his role as sea trap. The trap. Clearly all those years behind the curtain we're not spending napping. Thank you for putting forward Kalzal's name. Those whose lives he enriched will take comfort in seeing his legacy. You will forgive me for not speaking sooner, but I bear a message from Archon Yashola. She asked that you meet her in the High Crucible, at your earliest convenience. Understood. Thank you. Yashola must have finished her study of the Void Gate. Shall we hear what she has to say then? I will go with you. I thought the satrap would be too busy setting up the foundation. My clerks had been well-oiled cogs of this administration since before Padawan assumed the office. They understand what needs to be done. And I'm curious to learn what conclusions your Archon has reached concerning the gate's unique construction. As you wish. Allow me to lead the way, Your Excellency. Start doing the men that we are making. Might as well. Because there's no Dawn Trail equivalent yet. So might as well start getting some done. Shall we hear what your scholarly comrade has to say? For one who claims it is too late as a persistor, Reacher seems awfully interested in whatever revelation your soul and mine have to share. There's Stola. A lot of people are interested.
Right, here we all are.
You discovered something new.
I took a closer look at that device. I was able to determine how it keeps the Void Gate sealed, but not how it might instead be employed to expand the opening. For that, I would need to reference the technique developed by Vritra's alchemists, no records of which appear to have survived the intervening years.
We know this, so why have you sent for us? Have you learned aught of value or not?
Patience, good sir. One must introduce the subject before launching into specifics. From what we understand, travel between worlds is accomplished by passing through the nebulous rift which exists between them. Picture, if you will, the moment you were called to the first.
There was literally a me-sized hole in its eternal walls.
You touched a focus of some kind to help the Exarch pinpoint your location. His summoning spell then channeled the energies of the Crystal Tower to begin your journey to his world. The magics tore a hole in the walls separating source and shard, and cast you into the intervening nothingness. In that place, the laws of nature hold no sway. Yet even through this realm of temporal and spatial instability, you were borne safely to your destination in the first. The feat that guided you across such an unimaginable distance, both physical and metaphorical, was nothing short of a miracle.
Then what of the many voids sent found in the source? Who guides them here, and how?
An excellent question. Though there are several methods by which the Void's denizens might intrude upon our world, the rituals of summoning are the most typical. For example, let us consider the Gargoyle, a creature of middling power. To call upon such an entity, the prospective summoner must force open a void gate. The portal lasts but a moment and is relatively small, allowing only an imp or other lesser being to squeeze through with their physical body intact. Our more powerful gargoyle, however, is too large for that. Creating a gate big enough for him would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond the reserves of any one mortal practitioner. Instead, 'tis far more common to bring over only the entity's soul. We had a taste of that ourselves when a certain Exarch dragged us to the first. And just as our bodies remained in our world, the Void Sense physical form is left behind in the 13th. Once at its destination, the summoned soul is granted a temporary shell to inhabit. In the gargoyle's case, a stone effigy has proven a suitable vessel.
Wait. You said that Voidsent must be called here deliberately by someone in the source, reeled in like a fisherman with his catch.
Exactly. For a being to navigate the chaos of the rift, with or without form, there must needs be a guiding agent on the other side.
When the hordes poured forth from Alag's Great Gate, it was the technologists who drew them through. Though to my knowledge, planar fissures are in essence natural passages between our world and the void, which require no such guidance to traverse. Why is only the boundary between the source and the 13th so fragile? So much so that it often tears open of its own accord.
I believe solving that mystery is key to understanding travel between the source and its reflections.
And how do you intend to get your answers?
No, the danger is too great.
Perhaps. But what some call danger, others think of as adventure.
Were you not listening to my tale? Never mind that the means to expand the gate has been lost to the ages. Even could you force the portal wide enough, you would be greeted by an army of murderous horrors the very instant you step through.
I assure you I was most attentive. And I agree that to go alone would be certain death. But if I were to bring along one who has already braved the 13th and humbled the cloud of darkness, well, I imagine my chances would be much improved.
So much for taking it easy.
Since when were you one for the quiet life?
I was enjoying it for like the first 5 seconds.
Once again, I put my life in your ever-reliable hands. That said, as much as I would like to march straight back to the Void Gate, there is the small matter of being unable to open it without the Satrap's personal authority.
That side eye.
As I've said before, I will grant you and yours any boon you choose to name, provided it does not endanger my people.
You have my word that we will take every precaution. Not a single void scent will be allowed to threaten Radzatan, assuming we manage to expand the portal in the first place.
You have a plan.
Actually, I had hoped you might help us with that. I presume the alchemists you retained supplied you with some explanation of their methodology.
That they did. House Daimir was overseeing the project.
Daimir. Ah, yes. The family associated with the great work.
I did not fully comprehend the theory, But their research began with a void scent which had slipped through the fissure. After a thorough examination, they created an arcane simulacrum possessed of similar qualities. A man-made void scent, if you will. It was apparently indispensable in their efforts to enlarge the gate.
A man-made void scent?
Yes. Being great admirers of the Archons, House Daemir submitted detailed notes to Charlene's official committee. They expected praise and accolades for their simulacrum, and were thus devastated to be informed that their work had been classified as prohibited material.
If that's true, then those notes might still be stored in a forbidden archive somewhere. Not Google, of course, since that library had yet to be built. Which leaves us with...
the restricted section of not. It was Brawlhalla's favorite place to sneak around.
Indeed. Numenon's restricted stacks may very well hold a copy.
Numenons. Okay. That's how you say their name.
In which case, I say we head directly to Charleon.
Unless you anticipate needing help to reach the high shelves. I see myself being of little use. Go on ahead. I still need to find Mirad and tell him about the Kalzal Foundation.
Let us be on our way as well.
They are resolved to venture into the void. Do I sit idly by?
Yes. Yes, you do. Because the signs of the Seventh Dawn do so many dangerous things. Favorite is a high crucible. I ask not to deter from you entering, but we welcome all those interested in the art of alchemy with the same. Thank you. If we're to enter Numenon's restricted archive with a minimum of plus, then we must secure permission of the Forum. First, however, we shall need to enlist the cooperation of a member to approach the matter on our behalf. Who do you think might be inclined to assist us? No one springs to mind? What of Scholar Montichon? How to say Monty? He did come into Growlhalla's defense during the inquiry after all. So settled. Let us head to Phenomenon and see if he's willing to help us once more. appreciate that Master Matoya at the age of 7 and labored under her tutelage for a full decade. I never had the chance to attend this meeting. Neither did the banker, as I recall. Soon after Master Louis Schwa took him off the streets, he was put into care of another Archon. He was as rigorous and practical education in the arts of espionage and survival. I sometimes wonder what my life might have been like had I pursued studies here instead. Be at the last and after a day of leisures. But I wonder as well. Oh, that does sound lovely. Afternoons with friends spent sipping tea and debating theories. Still, I wouldn't give up my time with Master Koya for the world. But that cave I studied in was about as far from bright aerial halls of academia as one could get, but it was wondrous magical childhood nonetheless. Ah, visitors, quite esteemed ones at that. What may I do for you? Pray forgive the intrusion, scholar, but we were hoping you might help us secure permission to enter the non-restricted archives. Oh, for the fires in this act this time, eh? I applaud this newfound sense of prosperity. Yet in all the wild world of comparative scrutiny, serenity, what so compels you to disturb a bolt of forbidden wisdom? Fascinating. I had no idea such a technique existed. I would have been surprised if you had. If my assumption is correct, the research left behind by Hala Samir has lain dormant in Charlene's archives for many centuries. And if you unearth this research, what then? Surely you do not intend to cross over into the void. That is, in fact, precisely what we intend. To what end, pray tell? To develop a method to traversing the rift, for one, that I might keep my word to a distant friend. Friend. I just heard a large ship sank. Anyway. Sentiment aside, I have journeyed to the end of existence. I have heard, felt, and thought endlessly about the truth of our world and the echo of its future. And yet I want to understand everything, to unravel it all down to its very last secret. What scholar worthy of the name wouldn't, of course, open a little gate or two if a grand revelation was the promised reward? Marvelous. An auspicious proposal worthy of Master Matoya herself. And after hearing the whys and wherefores, I, for one, do not believe you would use the knowledge for ill. I see no reason not to present your request in a form of consideration. Although, your petition would be better received if you also had the support of another well-placed acquaintance. Why? Master Fortunate, of course, he can hardly ignore an earnest request from his dear children's most treasured comrades. I was hesitant to approach him directly, but there is no denying that having Master Fortune on our side, would tip the balance in our favor. Very well. We'll pay a visit to Olivia Estate and plead our case. I just realized Alfredo and Ali's name might be there, and they're gonna be like, traveling the void? Say no more, we're in. I feel like that might be the case. If it isn't, damn. One last thing before you go. I would consider it a personal favor if you might share with me the discoveries you make in the void. My appetite for knowledge is every bit as insatiable as yours, I'd wager. So, if you could see your way to indulging an old man's curiosity. Of course, however, we'll be sure to pass on any revelations. Because I can't warp. I think it'll immediately set some progress. And I don't know. So I might as well just teleport as I can. There's a look out here. Ah, Master Artie, Mr. Shirtola, how may I be of service? We've come to speak with Master Fortune. Is he home by any chance? Yes, the Master is in the residence. I shall inform him that he has guests. Oh well. That's what I invited you inside for tea, but I assume this is not for a social visit. We have some matter of importance to discuss? Then pray, proceed. You have my full attention. Well, I suppose I should praise you for following the proper protocols this time around. Scholar Monty expressed much the same sentiment. I assure you, will not attempt to circumvent the forms of authority again, unless it is absolutely necessary, of course. Of course. You do understand that the restricted archives are restricted for good reason, yes? If no pressing needs exist, then why risk the consequence of owning this forbidden knowledge? For our brother, who misses his sister, she was his guardian and his friend, a selfless hero who crossed the rift between worlds to save her homeland from horror and suffering. But the brother has given up on thoughts of reunion. He spends his efforts elsewhere, watching over people, yet healing from the flames of the final days, loyal to his duty while betraying the longing of his heart. He has no vital mission, perhaps, reuniting these siblings, but it feels worthy cause to pursue it all the same. As one who feared losing his own loved ones, I spent years in research to prevent it. I assure you, you'll appreciate how painful such a separation must be. Reflections are still very much a mystery to us. Offering to share our experiences in the first should constitute a fair exchange for our cooperation. I can give you a full dive report on that. Do not celebrate just yet. The form must still be convinced. I will add your request to the list by today's I will add your request to the list of today's deliberations and deliver the decision to you at the Falcidian's Annex. Alright. That. We'll cross the bridge. That's right down. Okay. So, what did the form decide? To put it bluntly, Master Matoya has burned some bridges here in Charlie and insulted the earth for good measure. When it became clear that her student was petitioning question, well, no few members voiced their discontent. Then the chamber was reminded in no certain terms, I might add, of incredible debt we owe to you and your companions. That served to silence the grumbles and stifle a few spines, and it was agreed that allowing you entry to the archives was the least we could do in return. That is wonderful news. Thank you. Thank you both for speaking on our behalf. Yes, well, I am sure you are aware the permission was not extended lightly. Forbidden knowledge is to be treated with utmost caution, and there will be repercussions if it is not. I wish you well in your endeavor, and bid you good day. Ever the same, that one. Uncompromising, but that Barry's stoicism is exactly what Charlie needed to guide through not one, but two exorcisms. As a child, I dreamed of a number of schemes for getting my hands on the food income, and now I simply walk through the doors. Hang on, let me reread that one. If I were 5 years younger, I'd cast aside my lecture and join you on your adventures in a heartbeat. That went rather well, I think. As a child, now I can simply walk through the doors. Our focus will be finding a house in your research note, of course, but the thought of so much knowledge at my disposal has me feeling a little giddy. You'll be heading directly to the archives from here, I presume? You presume correctly. Then, you'll want to speak with the index page when you arrive. It's been instructed to grant you access to the restricted section. Excellent, once again. We thank you for all your help. Oh, it was my pleasure, believe me. May you find the knowledge you seek. Shall we? I still believe in like what Square Enix should do is like add a quest line for players that want to like get their like submit their theories and like get their Archon marks, and it can just be a cosmetic thing as well. Because like we have like a lot of cosmetic things for hair, I think some for makeup. I don't know, but yeah, it'd be interesting as well. Because like you could, the warrior of light could literally just, and depending on the job class that it is at that level for that quest, would be like different theories for each one, and then obviously the warrior of light's answers. I have a theory of how to kill a god. There you go. To think, the set of instructions I laughed and imagined may actually exist, but yawns away from where you found me napping. If I had known of Alice's third exploit sooner, I could have saved myself days of research. Even a children's book might have pointed me in the right direction. To achieve the impossible, one must needs be flexible of mind and look beyond the conventional wisdom. A lesson I had already learned, but clearly not taken to heart. Archon Yushtola, guest identified. Do you wish to proceed into the restricted archives? Allow me if you would. Watch your step, and please note that the use of naked flames is discouraged. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we saw Yushtola sleeping.
If House Damia's notes are to be found anywhere, it will be here. Let us begin.
I better not see another pile of books somewhere next to you. So there's several. I want to grab most of them, Okay. I know which one it is. Okay. So many books I've yet to read. Yes. We are here for one specific volume. You needn't remind me. Today in a world not my own, I met the most beautiful void-born creature. She was so unlike her ravenous brethren, eyes blazed with not but trembling like candles flame, threatening to flicker at any moment. I wonder if she is even the proper word. Such expressions seem consequential, significant even. All that matters is love I feel for its physical, transcendent being. Though you are tempted to read more, this does not seem to be the volume you're seeking. Oh my. Make sure that... Guys, I'll make sure. Well, someone the odds for a void sign. In the year 1586 of the 6th astral era, the Almalagi summoned Ether, their patron god. Account described the being of a gigantic lizard-like being with a potent command of fire aspect magics. If we consider that primal summoning is in fact fueled with faith and prayer, it is unsurprising, if not expected, that the result of formed entity should manifest the appearance and powers with which it is attributed by its worshippers. What then might emerge from an ether should one who believes in an almighty omniscience attempt the same ritual? Would the scholar himself grace us with his presence? Some other embodiment of divine sagency? Could this man-made god truly be all-knowing? And if it were, whence would such knowledge arise? I myself have many questions concerning the nature of the ancient world, with no spell of transport me back to the old days. Transport back to the old days. Transport me back to the days of old. English, work with me. Could I instead summon a being possessed of encyclopedic wisdom of every age, yet with no means to verify its prominence? How could one be certain they were true? Though your mind spins with the possibility discussed therein, this does not seem to be the volume you seeketh. Okay. The following pages detail the advanced method of making rift-spanning apertures as devised of Rahasian the Ninth, practitioner of House Demir. We present these research notes to the facility of Shaolin Stadium as both a token of our friendship and an expression of our boundless admiration. You appear to locate the forbidden volume you seek. Vishtola will need to make the final confirmation. Have something you'd like to show me? Do you? My apologies, I flipped open but a single book. Was completely absorbed by the contents. Been research logging detail and advancement of weekly rift-spanning adventures and set aside it is a ninth practitioner custom here. Well done, Artie. Think you may have found our prize.
Yes, the ether signature is unmistakable. I've felt the traces of House Damir's resonance many times at the Great Work. Time to see what all the fuss was about. Among the ranks of the Void Sent, there exist entities with the power to call forth their brethren from beyond. The species known as Atomos, however, is uniquely prodigious in this regard. From its distended maw, it can expel an endless procession of void-born creatures, a talent which sorely tested the Radiant Host in its battles against these abominations. Surmising that the entity itself was acting as a void gate, we endeavored to capture a small specimen and subsequently examine its physiological structure. Our findings reveal that the Atomos had absorbed a planar fissure into its own flesh, which it could expand at will into a functioning gate. Upon further analysis, we identified an ethereal wave pattern emitted during this process. A pattern we were able to emulate by passing crystal-stored ether through a specially designed prism. We proceeded to embed said prism into an arcane simulacrum, thus completing what we have dubbed our artificial Atomos. How could I have been so blind to the possibilities? This species, not to mention its ability to summon Void Scent, has been discussed among academics for years now. Just before the advent of the 7th Umbral Calamity, we received reports of Atomos sightings from every corner of Eorzea. Surely you've at least heard the tales. And still, House Daemir went and built a mock Atomos of their very own. I'm not surprised the Archons consigned their work to a restricted archive. It was no easy task, but at last we've unearthed the volume we've been searching for. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tempted to stay longer. See what other forbidden titles might be lurking on these shelves?
Oi.
Ah, but that would be abusing the very special privilege we've been granted now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Better not.
The fact that in the restricted section is an erotica of someone that found a void scent very attractive. that's something. As much as I would love to start catching the Atomos, I'm afraid this is as far outside my field of expertise. Fortunately, we have a Hannish alchemist who will be delighted to involve herself in our House Daemir's project. Our business has concluded for the moment. Please pass our regards to Fawn. Your message will be conveyed. Should you wish to indulge in more forbidden literature, I will be here. Pardon mode disabled. Security mode engaged. If anyone can help us, Hana can. I can say we return to Panavir and look for her at the Great Park. You're still telling me you're pursuing the most fascinating study, and that you want me to be a part of it. I have no doubt you will be interested. This research log should speak for itself. Will it now? By the scissors, this is the mark of House Demir. I never even knew such a work existed. You should. It was subsequently set in the Nomenon's restricted archives, after all. It was, but that means every word within is forbidden knowledge. A forbidden tome filled with forbidden research, and you put it right into my unexpected hand. I can hardly wait to read it. Let's be honest, it's once you got forbidden knowledge, it's like I'm gonna read it. To think the mirror was developing such marvelous techniques so long ago. How many innovations have been lost over the centuries, I wonder? Now that you've glanced over the notes, what say you helping us build a new Bach Optimus? I say yes 1,000 times, yes. Work on the Mir project had been even the reasonable scholars of Charlie and trembling in their scandals. No alchemist of the great work could resist. You're a woman you're a woman after my own heart. Oh, I suppose I should ask, what do you mean to do with the big mouth simulacrum once we built it? We're gonna jump into it. So, there's a secret void gate, and it's sealed in the ruins at the bottom of the bounty. Today is a day of revelations indeed. If the purpose of our man-made atoms is to expand this hidden portal, then I will need to see it for myself. I think manipulating the rift-spanning apertures is not the sort of thing you want to attempt without first taking into account every single factor. Then by all means accompany us to the vault. I plan to lead us back there shortly, once we finish gathering the composites I require. Charlie and Marcus provide the raw aquamarine and pure water crystals, but I need help obtaining a small quantity of astrally infused water. For such a liquid, you need to go further than Font Maya, the Aztecs of old once favored a place for meditations, and the water which pools there now is known to leveling the floor of ether. Sounds perfect. If you would be so kind to fill a flask, I will petition Beechard to join us. The idea I have in mind won't amount to much without his authority to command the Void Gate. Shall we be about it then? We meet back here soon, Anum? Ooh, look out. Boy, Mary was glad to hear the news of the foundation. It means a new life for him and his sister. Archangel still requested that I join you, but of her plan, she offered a scant detail. Oh, I forgot to mention, the font of Mia attracts aggressive wildlife, and you should watch out for them. You go there next time. My apologies. It was wildlife. I kind of just did. Do you have the flask for me? So, oh, strangely specific. Put into the depths of yeah, okay. Yes, this should suffice. Thank you, Artie. Okay. Yes. Let me see. What do they look like? Okay. I'll just hold on to it for a little bit, I guess. Look who I came across. Stinian seemed in need of a diversion, and we, in turn, made need of his lance. Right then, now that our little party's assembled, let us make our way to the ruins. Will we need Mattia's boat again? Not this time. Once Yashol informed me of our destination, I arranged for a vessel to be made ready at the Akira. Your Excellency is ever the gracious host, shall we? It's likely not needed with Vitra of long, but I held on to the map against the chance we might return to the ruins. And all this time I thought the tale that us forward were more than a drunken sailor's strength. You need to keep your weapon close at hand. The guardians will not attack if I am present, so I pray you leave them be. Onto the boat, if you please. We can chat on the way. The ship is yours to command. Our thanks. We set sail at once. Oh, this is exciting. As one else's legacy to see the truth of a legend with my own eyes. All aboard for the treasure vault. I thought we'd cleared this place of constructs the last time we came through. It would seem a few stragglers remain. Poor Vitra, he really should have spoken with his team before we left. I shudder to think what would cost him in terms of construction materials. He laid waste to them ere I could utter a single word. He just blitzed through them fast.
The ruins alone were impressive enough, but I never dreamed such a treasure lay hidden in the depths of the bounty. It may have been helpful to know this device existed, Your Excellency.
My apologies. The gate was a secret I shared with none but my closest advisors. I feared for what might happen should those with ill intentions learn of its existence.
What is it you're doing now?
There's something I wish to verify. The NOAA reports claim that a short stint into the void carries little risk of etheric imbalance. Should one suffer an injury, however, or if one's expedition drags on longer than intended, that risk becomes significantly greater. Graha theorized that a warding scale would confer protection from the void's corrupting influence, but I would prefer to test that hypothesis before we set foot in the 13th ourselves.
So, this is an experiment of sorts.
Yes, an experiment. Tell me, how would you go about testing the efficacy of the warding scale?
Might as well go myself. Maybe send a familiar? Saying nothing and look meaningfully at Estinian.
And how would you do that? The gate is still too small for any of us to pass through.
Estinian is correct, which is why I've elected to send a familiar in our stead. Now, a lowly imp can navigate a fissure, no matter how narrow. Which means an arcane entity of similar stature should be able to manage the same. I hadn't wanted it to come to this, but no other familiars will do, I'm afraid.
Why is she scared of summoning a familiar?
I mislike the sound of that. What manner of fiend does she mean to summon?
From ocean rise and cloudbank form, from mountain spring and rainfall storm, from river flow and life be born. Water, water, froth and foam!
Ha!
Ready your arms. I fear she's been possessed.
Oh, come now. That was adorable.
Oh. I think.
No, not my first choice. These familiars I conceived of as a child have the best chance of fitting through the gate. I only wish my younger self had considered a more dignified ending to the creation ritual.
No.
In any case, these two should serve us well. This one will bear a warding scale. And when they return from the 13th, we can observe how the talisman, or absence thereof, has affected the progress of the Void's corruption. If I could impose upon you to open the gate. Your Excellency?
Ah, yes, of course.
We should also be wary of void sense slipping through while we conduct our experiment. Estinian, you are to keep Nidana safe from harm.
As you say.
You had best be on your guard as well.
Froth and foam.
Oh, are you volunteering to join the Nixies? I could shrink you down, you know. Let us begin, shall we?
To be honest, it's actually...
Nixies, into the void.
To be honest, actually, that doesn't sound like a bad idea to be shrunken down and sent into the void, because that's also another theory that I'm actually wondering. Is like, what if I do have the protection of the scale, but also adding on to that a double protection of the echo? Because the echo just does a lot besides like expedition dump. So I wonder. Like, that is also a legitimate theory. So that was actually not a bad idea. Even though it's supposed to be intimidating, it's like, wait, that's actually not a bad idea, Y'shtola. Every time I come here, it reminds me of the dark portal above the Crystal Tower. The final last of Alice's tale as she plunged into the void. Sister saved me. I will never see a shoulder to save me again. Froth and foam indeed. Yes. Her ears are still drooped. I struggle to picture Y'shtola as a little girl. Ears that believe she sprang fully formed from one of Master Matoya's cauldrons. Oh. We need to wait for a time to ensure a meaningful result. Be patient and keep watch for any intruders.
I think we've waited long enough. Nixies, return to my side! Thank you, little one. You did well.
The poor thing. Its essence has been irrevocably warped.
We're out of time. I must reseal the Void Gate.
They're coming through!
In the name of Alzadal III, I bar this door unto the void.
Well, that was a sharp lesson in the dangers of void gates.
And what of our experiment? I'd say the results speak for themselves.
The unprotected Nixie has suffered extensive etheric corruption. As Nidana observed, it's well on its way to becoming a void scent. The one merged with the talisman, however, appears unaffected. I sense no changes to its equilibrium. Rest now, little ones.
Graha's theory was correct, then.
So it would seem. But while our second familiar was untouched by void energies, the talisman itself shows signs of degradation. It was, of course, originally designed to shield the soul from primal tempering. It stands to reason that etheric corruption of a different sort would affect it differently. We may need to modify the warding scale's design to account for the 13th's uniquely unstable ether.
You've said much of the Void's instability, but my imagination fails me. What manner of place is this broken world?
Ah, my apologies. I forget that not all of us spend our days sequestered in dusty archives. The 13th is a reflection of the source that was drowned in a flood of darkness. In Emmett Selk's own words, this tragedy was a result of the Ascians' attempts to force a rejoining. They erred in their haste, and made of that world a useless void. You remember Una Kalhai, the unusual child we met during
World of
our
Darkness.
troubles with the Warring Triad. He explained the fate of the 13th thus. The champions of that ill-fated world used the stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. But those self-same heroes were gradually corrupted by the Auracite's bleeding energies, transforming into fiends with an endless hunger for ether. By the time anyone thought to oppose them, Light's strength had grown too feeble. and the balance of the 13th tipped into eternal darkness. It was Elidibus, as I recall, who rescued Unakalhai's spirit from his final battlefield. But I wonder if there were others whom the emissary saved from oblivion.
A bard's maid at the Warding Stars. Arbert's companion, the elven swordswoman.
Silva, the adventurer who traveled with the Warriors of Light. And you say she was another of Elidibus's pawns? I see. So Ciela, or rather Silva, was beguiled by the same dreams of heroism as Unakalhai. And what of your own experience? Will you tell us of what you observed during Noah's expedition? I can picture it now. The sunless, Stygian expanse, infested with legions of ether-starved monstrosities. A void in every sense of the word.
What you have described in such lurid detail is exactly why I hesitate to encourage you.
Worry not, great Vritra. Our journey into the 13th is but the first leg of a longer voyage. A voyage that shall lead us to other reflections, to new mysteries and discoveries. And I mean to be there every step of the way.
He just doesn't want me to have all the fun.
But first I must focus on refining the warding talisman.
Then I can begin work on constructing an artificial Atomos. Or I could, if I had the relevant manuals to hand. Might I be so bold as to request access to the Satrap's family archives? Your Excellency?
Oh, yes. That can be arranged. I will speak to my officials upon our return.
We will see you back in the city then.
There's one quest I should do. Okay, let me grab something, and then we'll immediately continue. Because I remember doing a lot. remember doing this quest line a lot. Should be right here. Hero's Journey. Alright. I can't help but wonder, can I? If I had companions like that back home, could it be safe? I'm not the one who tried it, though each of us stood there. There was Unaka. We've met. He was working with Littlebs at a time. Yes, he too. He was one would be one would be saved to 13, and was spared his fated demise by the Aspen's device. We spoke once after the destruction of our world. If the others could be saved, we thought we yet had parted ways. What he's up to now that Livers is gone, though, I have no idea. He's found his way back. Has he found himself a new role? Has I? Or does he feel adrift as we were back then? If you encounter him in the source, I ask that you help him find a way forward, just as you helped me out here. I can already hear Zeke saying, "Finally!" Yeah, so I've already had the quest line done. You needed Diabolical Bismarck, the Clock Around the Clock, which is required is Limited Blue and Puck Stock Extreme, which I've done. And you need to complete all of the Warring Triad. Like the entire Warring Triad needs to be done. Just not the extremes, just normal quest lines. And thankfully I've been doing that for some time. I remember one time during Endwalker, like I accidentally got locked out of a specific area because I didn't know where to go. So yeah, now it's fun. Seeing the Void's terror firsthand was a little experience, but I doubt fear of such creatures is at the front of Aeger's hesitation. Once Medhana succeeds from being the mock at the most, the door into the 13 will be ours to open. Will you be crossing the threshold alongside us? I realize more my endeavor than yours. To be honest, I have no interest in visiting the Void myself. Might we discuss this later? There's something I must do first. Why does he always insist on being so secretive? I at least had a good reason for not wanting to explain my Nyx's ritual. Let's be honest, that was still cute. Shall we proceed with our other preparation then? As we saw, Warren's skill can be effective at protecting the barrier from other sources of etheric corruption. Nevertheless, the talisman's durability will need to be improved if it is to withstand the void's influence for a prolonged length of time. And I think that is a problem we can address without involving the brilliant but busy alchemist who created it. Who do we know excels at this kind of structural augmentation? Garland Ironworks, the Elegant. Yeah, it's actually the Elegants. Elegants? Perhaps they once did, but avails ourselves. Algin insight tends to be involved the process in itself. Nay, I believe a more straightforward approach is in order, consulting with the engineering of Garlemald Ironworks. As I recall, Sid himself is no stranger to the void and his volatile engineers. With his experienced hand at the helm, I have every confidence that the Ironworks can strengthen the warding scales. Come, let us visit their operation at Ralga's Reach and commission their best and brightest. Yeah. Good thing I didn't say I don't know, otherwise she would have smacked me upside the head. Artie, what brings you to the Ironworks? You have a commission for you and your present? Actually, assuming he's available. Master Sid, certainly. I'll see if he has a moment free. Sid, it's Artie. A pleasure as always. I hear you have a job for us. Heading into the void to find the lost dragon, that sounds almost pedestrian compared to our last adventure, honestly. I don't know if I could say anything that would surprise me after Meteon and that bloody mess. Alright, let's take a look at this husband of yours. You said there were signs of degradation? Seems some manner of corrosion has set in around a scratch on its surface. Much as a boy's corruption seeped into Nero through his wounds, in which case our best bet may be to simply prevent the scale from being damaged in the first place. And how might we achieve that? We have a coating agent for strengthening trinket and the like, but I'd be wary of applying any component which might upset the scale's delicate alchemic balance. Far safer to address it in armor. We'll construct a prototype casting, one utilizing metal alloy with high etheric conductivity, so as not to impede the talisman's primary function. A suit of armor, as you say. Nero has compiled data on the 13th, so I'll have him pitch in with the design just to be sure. If only it weren't such an ordeal to convince him to follow our safety protocols, I swear. I've never heard such a reckless employee. In any case, we may need some time to untangle the particulars. Understandable. We know how busy your schedule is, and the final results will doubtless be worth the wait. The hard part will be ducking Jessie and her constant barrage of demands while we sneak about doing the fun stuff. We'll see what we can do. Oh, tell Jessie I said hi. She's fun. She is very fun. I think we can leave the rest of Sid's capable hands. Let's return to the great work and see how Nirana is getting on with the mock Atomos. John, the instability cure of Actimus has ever amazed me, though I've largely left them to their own devices since we opened the gate together. I hope that Hana has good news for us.
Ah, hey, Stola. The adjustments are going well, I hope?
'Tis a lengthy process, but the end is in sight, yes.
That's wonderful news. I myself had some good fortune searching through the Satrap's private records. What I found was a transaction log dated around the same period as when Alzadal's legacy was built. It included a purchase list of highly exclusive alchemical components, and I knew I'd discovered the key to making the artificial Atomos. I then visited the High Crucible to commission the materials. After I'd explained my requirements, I was beset by volunteers insisting I allow them to help with the entire project.
The usual reaction to someone forcing open a void gate is to run for the hills. Harnish academics certainly are a different breed.
The alchemists of old were cut from a similar cloth. The unknown held no fear for them. Indeed, they were ever eager to seek new knowledge, regardless of the danger.
And were you not also fearless, heedless even, in your determination?
My sire entered his dormancy before I was hatched. And so it was Ashdaya who kept my eggs safe and warm. It created a bond between us. Even long after I learned to fend for myself, I rarely strayed from her side. She was my guardian, my sister, my dear companion. And not a single day passes that I do not mourn her absence. No matter how deep the darkness, I would not surrender my search. I promised myself the time would come when we would once more take to the skies together. But I am satrap now.
The Radiant Host is here to serve, Your Excellency.
Nabdeen, what is this about?
Sir Estinian told us of your predicament. For centuries you have protected Rads at Han, never showing your true self, hiding behind a curtain and living only in service to the people. Your dedication meant more to us than your deceit, and so did we accept you as our rightful ruler. After all that you have sacrificed for this nation, did you imagine we would begrudge you your heart's desire? We survived the final days. We are a strong and proud people. We, the Radiant Host, will keep Thavnair safe in your absence.
I am grateful for your loyalty and for your encouragement. And yet...
Now you listen to me, Varshan! You are wearing that face, after all. As I have told you before, you are a little brother to us all. And if you are family, then so too is your sister. We are there for you if you need us. But do not ask us to sit by and watch while you abandon a sibling you have ached to rescue for millennia.
God. Ashan was like their
We
family.
will succeed in opening the way. It is only a matter of time. All you need do is prepare to step through to the other side.
Your Excellency, I wanted to thank you for building the orphanage. It means so much that my sister and I will have a place to be together, safe and happy. And I hope that you and your sister can be together again too.
To protect them well, you must take heart. Will you wallow in uncertainty forever?
Take heart and protect them well. Such were the words I once said to you. And here I stand, failing to live up to them. If my heart is torn, I am fit to protect neither Ajdaya nor Radzadhan. My people, I have come to a decision. Vashan will depart Thavne for a time. My dragon self will remain in the palace, but only to conduct the satrap's most essential duties. While I am focused on controlling this vessel, there may be matters that escape my attention. I rely on you, my trusted friends, to watch over one another until I return.
Take care and fair fortune, little brother. Many tears would be shed should you come to harm.
I would not dare make you cry.
Okay, so with that, like, knock and phone call, I'm gonna pause stream right here. I'm gonna leave the stream running. It is Thanksgiving dinner, so yeah. So for right now, I hope you do enjoy your Thanksgiving. I'm gonna enjoy mine, but don't worry, I'm not ending stream. I'll be back shortly. Okay, now, be right back. You're back. One second. Just... Oh, we're back. Sorry about that. I just have to like recompose myself. Thanksgiving dinner at all. Convincing others to follow their heart is not my forte. I would gladly let more of his lawful comrades take the lead had they been here. I will not squander the chance you have given me. I will find Azaja. What? Someone needed to give that... What? Someone needed to give that boy a good talking to? Someone needed to give that boy a good talking to. You don't suppose I would recommend it to you? I did just yell at a sea trap, etc. Well, we'll have that Atomos built before you know it. When a project like this comes along, we give it our full and undivided attention. Sleep? Ha! Who needs it? Oh, that reminds me. I really should finish that other project I was working on for His Excellency. You surprised me, Estinian. For a lone wolf, you've shown an unusual degree of, shall we say, involvement in helping Beecher reach his conclusion. 'Twas for the greater good. The worm, thundering signs were keeping his citizens awake at night, and had the travelers believing the place wrecked by some unnatural storm. What of your answer, then? You seem disinclined to venture into the void. When I was one with Nuthalg, his vengeful thoughts were my thoughts, his endless rage my rage, and the soul-clenching grief he nursed at Rotagor's death. I would not wish such agony upon a foe, let alone a friend and ally. There is a chance we can spare each other that pain, then I will follow you. An unusual crew. Any other former scions we should call on? There's the four of us. I'd rather not bother our comrades with less than dire threats to the star. We four should suffice for our purpose. Now, on to specifics. Unlike the first, where the flood of light has halted before its devastation was complete, the 13th was utterly subsumed by darkness. My plan, as such, is to explore the void in stages, withdraw to safety after each brief foray. 'Twould be more convenient had we some manner of base camp nearer to the gate itself. One of the palace chambers should serve. Come, let us reconvene outside Magaduta. Ugh, my stomach. Where am I? Okay. Con- Conducting our expedition out of the rising stones would raise just as many questions as creating too many silence. At least here at the Dawn, we might be expected to be road weary from our local exploration. I was put up in guest room in the palace while I awaited my audience with Vitra. I expect it will be given the use of something similar. And so we'll require suitable accommodations. Might we make something available for our guests? All chambers apparently hosted the great amounts of treasure we carried out in bulk. Once the foundation activities began in earnest, however, we can redistribute the trove and make a room or two ready for habitation. Good. Please inform me when you've completed the arrangements. As you heard, we will have you settled in my good hand in due time. As ever, you are most gracious, Your Excellency. You wish yourself to aid me in search of Ashasha. Provided comfortable quarters is the least I can do. I only wish we knew more about our destination. The gods only know how long our expedition might possibly take, or what chances of success might possibly be. The gods. Oh, why did you let them? Succeed or fail, I will be grateful to you for convincing me to make the attempt. On that note, I will return to the great work and lend what help I can to Nadhana, if your preparations make error, we venture into the 13th. Now is the time. All I need is my armor and my lance. Perhaps I'll train with the Radiant Host to pass the time before we depart. You know what this means, Artie, but my purpose need not consume you as well. We are headed into another world. Find what joy you can in the experience, for you are a traveler and adventurer at heart. This I know. Like, you're an adventurer, man. Just enjoy yourself. Meanwhile, in the 13th. Another size.
to be swallowed, bereft of senses.
Okay. Okay. Just reading something. In search of Daija. Dajda. I'll probably have someone yell at me how to pronounce it later. Okay. Excellent timing, RC. Just a moment ago, I received word from the Ironworks. They've completed their task and are on their way with the reinforced wooden scales. Similar, our alchemist has also succeeded in creating an artificial atmos, as in readiness for our journey to the void. I've instructed our comrades to gather at the great work. Let us head there at once. To thus create a void Santanish alchemists are as clever as they're bold. Our comrades are here, but the Ironworks people have yet to arrive. There you are, Artie. I present to you the fruits of the alchemist's labor, the artificial Atomos. Though we've yet to put it to proof, its ether is practically identical to that of the original, a truly remarkable feat in so short a time. Aye, our alchemists have outdone themselves yet again. Small wonder that they are the pride of Azatan. I expressed my gratitude to Hannah, but here she isn't here. She rushed off, bringing the Actimos to attend to a pressing task that said that she would return ere we set forth. Which should be shortly after our friends from Irex arrive with the warding scales. Did someone say warding scales? Because it just so happens we have them. Right on cue. It's good to see you again. But for the president himself to attend, keen to bear witness to our little experiment, are you? You know I am. I was there at the Crystal Tower, lest you forget. I wouldn't miss this for the world. You don't mind if we come along and see you off, I hope? It's a thanks to these three that we could finish the work so quickly. 'Twas my painstakingly collect data that made the reinforcement possible. The scales will last a good 10 years in the void, with nary a hint of degradation. As the one who did the actual reinforcement, we guarantee their quality as well. No, keep you safe. Enough bragging. Here are the scales. With these, we can search for my sister without fear of corruption. I know not how to repay you. Don't mention it. Midgard somewhere came to our rescue in the rift. It's the least we can do to help his children. Thank you. Well, my friend, my only regret is that I won't be able to accompany you on this latest grand adventure. Wait. Ilana, is aught the matter? Before we depart, Your Excellency, there is something we wish to present to you. Will you come with me, please? Will you please come with me? You would not delay us without good cause. Very well. Forgive me, my friends, but I require a moment. He's certainly taking his time. What sort of grand present would take so long to receive? The kind that'll help him in the void, I presume. In that godforsaken place, he'll need all the help he can get. But you, of all people, ought to know that, eh?
My apologies for keeping you waiting.
Vritra, I presume.
Oh, huh.
Indeed, this vessel now serves as a host for my eye. I was aware that the alchemists were busy preparing something, but this...
We couldn't well send you on such a perilous mission unprepared, Your Excellency. We spared no effort in crafting the body, and I dare say you'll find it adept at wielding weapons and magics both. 'Twas our intent to present it to you sooner, but We could not bring ourselves to do so, knowing we could yet improve it further. Pray forgive us.
There is no to forgive. I am grateful for this fine vessel, and shall put it to good use. Again, I ask that you watch over Radzatan in my absence. The dangers we go to face are great and many, and I fear I will be unable to give matters here due attention. And in opening the Void Gate, there is ever risk that Voidsent will find their way into our world.
Rest assured, we are more than prepared. Our soldiers have been training under Master Estinian. On my honor, we will not suffer a single fiend to pass. So, think only of your mission, Vashan. Ah, but seeing as this is a different body, perhaps we should use a different name.
Nay, Vashan shall suffice. Though I may have thus grown up, I am as ever a little brother to you all.
As you say, as you say. Go then, Vashan, and best of luck.
I have something for you as well. While you were gone, Urianger paid us a visit. As you may recall, he joined us on our foray into Alzadal's legacy, in part to conduct research for the Loporrits. Research they were delighted to receive, and which has already inspired them to consider new ways to improve their own treasure vault. As a token of their gratitude, Livingway entrusted a familiar relic to Urianger. Aye, the crystal, which showed the way to Meteon. The Loporrits no longer have need of it, and thus saw fit to return it to us. Harboring the power of light, it could well aid us in our mission in the Void. And who better to bear Hydaelyn's gift than her chosen champion?
If there is nothing left to discuss, then let us depart. Our boat awaits us in Akyali.
We need Sid and Nero to talk. More lines for them. The satrap and Yafa are ready to depart for the vault. Are you ready to set forth? There's literally nothing for me to do right now. all I can do is just advance forward. For my research into cross travel, this is a monument of truth. For all of those who helped us thus far, let us pray we succeed. The upgraded Volt's Guardians to contend with the Void Hunt, a task which was made easier by a surplus of broken units. One could argue that I did not pay for it in the end. An undersea vault guarded by the alchemic center is such a place would be an ideal providing ground for new creations. Not only us cheering you on, but the alchemists of old too. You couldn't possibly fail. I must say, I'm beginning to feel nervous. Although, don't. Please don't. Gods. But the treasure here, if I were a thief, I wouldn't notice a void gate and hit me in the rear. Like us, the alchemists have tremendous passion for their work. If we were to collaborate, I reckon we could achieve some great things.
I shall now lift the seal. In the name of Al-Zadal III, I cast open this door unto the void!
Go. Absorb the Void Gate.
Ah, yeah, that's the relative side that I recognize now.
It worked. We should have no trouble passing through a gate of that size.
What can we expect to find after stepping through?
On my previous foray, I emerged in a castle swarming with void scent. I was hopelessly outnumbered and forced to turn back. But together, I am confident we can hold our own. Upon our arrival, let us deal with any hostile entities and secure the area. The command of our mission, I leave in your capable hands. In the event of battle, I shall adapt my tactics to complement your own.
Should we require healing, I can provide it. 'Twould be a welcome change of pace from my recent havoc wreaking.
Take heart, my friends, and have faith. We will brave this broken world and rescue my sister Ashdaya.
Ashdaya. Okay, that was. It's like saying Ashtaha. special house from something else. There is now phase 4 holes in the Veil of the Void. Just a party shape size. The Fell Court of Torah. So because I'm doing this myself, obviously I'm going to take some time and read some stuff and look around. But yeah, I'm going to have some. This is beautiful.
Away with you!
Out of my way!
Oh, he's a gladiator. So he doesn't have like all of the paladin stuff. That's surprising. I love that. But not really. I would have thought that if they gave him like magic and all that stuff, I would have thought they, you know, gave like an artificial means to do like the paladin stuff. But it's nice to do this alone because I can actually just refamiliarize with Reaper again. Because all I've been doing is playing Viper and Pictomancer and all of that. It's like, yeah, I need to refamiliarize with myself, everything. Let me try that.
I will end this farce. I will end this farce.
It's just no, flank side, no. D&D there. This will be rare.
You underestimate me!
Oh, that is beautiful. They're very like gothic, like scenery. I love it.
I will end this farce. I will not hold back.
Yeah, that is beautiful. I have questions.
This will hurt.
Oops. I have questions.
underestimate me!
Out of my way!
Beatrice. Okay. Jesus, what clipped me?
You underestimate me!
Okay. One second. Am I looking it up? How to do mechanics? Yes! Yes, I am. Okay, here. I apart. My right party-wise, there's an extra gaze. You need to know what rings from. The attack goes off when the ring covers the target focus, but indicates that boom. That when it. Okay, so literally just don't be in that area. Okay. So I just have to keep moving. Okay. Literally just pay attention to the party and I'll be fine. When I see them move, just move.
I am of the first brood. I will not hold back.
I will end this farce. I will end
I am of the first brood.
You're mine!
I will end this farce.
You underestimate me!
I will not hold back.
Okay. No. It is the last one. Skirmish. I'm gonna call him Skirmish, even though that's not his actual name. Does he have Doom? That's like the main mechanic I don't like dealing with. It's just Doom. If I'm a healer, sure, I can deal with Doom. Not the healer, I'm like, oh god. Please, Asuna me, please. Nope, that's not fine. That's fine. That's fine. This is like, I really do enjoy this. I guess I just like gothic stuff, like the gothic era of art. I don't know. I don't know, I just like the colors and everything.
No mercy.
Did I help with it? Well.
I will not hold back.
Nice. Who is?
So the gate did open again and delivered the most mouth-watering morsels. I am Scarmelione, Archfiend of Earth and First of Golbez's Circle of Four. Such pleasure I will take in delivering you unto your graves.
course this next one had to die.
It's mine! Breathe deep of your death.
Okay.
My blade thirsts for blood.
All or nothing!
Protect me, my minion. Out of my way. Stubborn
All
mortal.
or nothing!
Come, fill your lungs.